Ah, drawing traditionally can seem risky when committing ink to paper. A solution to minimize unintentional marks on your artwork and to level up stroke technique is to practice. I've had good results, such as more confident strokes and less accidents, by regularly doing this exercise. It has 3 progressive levels. The first is a fundamental values chart. You've likely seen or done one of these before. The reason values charts are useful and important is that for most drawings with pen and ink, tone, also known as shading, is created by making marks. Here I created a scale of 0 to 5, from white to black. I start with thin spaced out lines, aiming for even spacing between them. Then I vary the degree of that spacing gradually to thicker weight lines. So reduce the space, increase the weight of the line. This is what creates the tonal value. A brush or a marker to ink the black works well, whatever you have to fill it in. The objective being an obvious gradation. Then I repeat the same process with longer lines, incorporating some broken lines for the lighter tones. My strokes are not perfect, and I'm not worried, but rather aiming for improvement each time. Next, I move to basic up and down cross-hatching. Looks like little squares. Again, shrinking the spacing and spreading the thickness to build a tone. I like to practice making strokes freehand. However, there's nothing wrong with using a ruler as a guideline. To change the direction of the lines, some artists will modify the direction of their stroke by changing the trajectory of their hand movement. I prefer to rotate the paper rather than my movement. This way, I can create marks in the angle I'm most comfortable in, which is to pull the pen towards me. In some instances, like for faster, more dynamic lines, I'll push the strokes with speed away from the body. Here is how this level 1 chart practice applies in a drawing. Thin lines, wide spacing; thick lines, thin spacing. Now for level 2. The same principles of mark making apply, except now our strokes follow a form, and this creates volume. The most common textures are stippling, scribbling, curved cross-hatching, and irregular lines. Again, practicing fading these marks from light to dark or black to white, depending on the direction of the light source. And here is how level 2 chart practice applies in a drawing. Hatching textures that follow the form. As a style preference, I aim to keep the strokes as clean as possible when layering or overlapping the marks. Now we're ready to advance to level 3. To make this exercise as applicable as possible to your own artwork, I recommend that you create an initial list. In one column, write down subjects that you currently enjoy or would like to draw. In the second column, describe the textures that apply for each of those subjects. For example, for humans or characters, the kind of textures that would apply for this would be hair, skin, skeletons, muscles, clothing, armor, that kind of thing. I would start with the most interesting and relevant to you. For myself, I like to draw birds. So the main textures for this subject are feathers and some scales type textures for the talons, shiny smooth textures for the beaks and claws. And from that list, I can then customize my chart to be as specific as possible for my project. An added bonus to making these charts is that they serve as a clear way to gauge your progress month to month, year to year, and so on. To help you create these charts, in the description below, you'll find a link to a Pinterest board that I've created for you. It includes these charts discussed in the video, the subject list example for the textures, and values charts that I pinned from various sources for additional inspiration. You'll also find Frank Lowen's book on pen and ink and technique, How to Draw with Pen and Ink, a video from the virtual instructor, How to Shade with Pen and Ink from Alfonso Dunn, Dip Pen and Ink Illustration Domestica course by Philip Harris, to which I give a 5-star rating. Best of luck with your practice using these 3 progressive exercises and resources to help level up with technique. I'll be happy to add your charts to my Pinterest board if you share them with me. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to sharing more tips with you in the next video.